Welcome back, everybody. This is your host, Scott Frost, the Freezer, and it is the Derby City Classic 2023. We are in the one pocket division. This is round number 5. Neither player has a loss, and neither player needs an introduction, but I'm going to give it to you anyway. The man racking the balls is Mr. 626, John Schmidt, and his opponent is the one and only Roberto Gomez. This match will be a barn burner. No way on earth will there be a lot of safeties here. In my opinion, both aggressive players. I will give the edge to Roberto Gomez, but in a race to 3 with John Schmidt breaking the balls, a lot of people have his game underrated. Can't wait to see how this finishes. John's breaking the balls, lower left corner is his pocket. He's got the 9 low and the 4 high. Pay attention to the 7. I always look at that ball that's over by the lower side pocket on your screen, just in case you have to take a foul and double him up on the top rail. Looks like Roberto's coming into the 11 and 15 here. Really good speed. And if I haven't said it, I will say it, and I know I've said it in other matches. Roberto Gomez's one-pocket game has come up leaps and bounds over the last couple years. He's worked very hard to improve it. And I can't even just say in his one-pocket game, his bank pool game, his rotation game. He's really matured as a player, and a lot of us have to be highly impressed with his game. Looks like John is going to thin this ball, and I like the decision. And then speaking of John Schmidt, a lot of people have his game underrated, especially his one pocket. At least his tournament game, I can speak for, is very, very solid. Notice what John did there. He's put the 4 a little closer to the pocket. And Roberto not only has to defend against that, but he's got to defend against the yellow 9. He's coming around the other side of the table to take a look. He's got to be very careful here. Is the 213 billiard on? Is that what he's looking at here? Check this shot out, guys. Watch the 13. Watch the cue ball. Okay, he didn't get enough of it. I thought the 13 was laying a little high for that shot. And I think that was a little premature. I don't know that he had to do that so early in the match, especially right after the break. Maybe 2 innings after the break. So he's got an error marked up for himself there, and kind of unexpected. Boy, if you're John Schmidt, yeah, let's take a look at that. The 2 ball's just a little low. Notice the 13 going high there. That shot is on and playable, playing one pocket. It's something you want to look for after the break, but it wasn't on there. Yeah, he didn't want to fall straight there. He's probably going to have to drop down and take the 13 on. Which isn't terrible. I'd assume he wanted an angle there where he could have gone into the 1 and 5 and maybe tried to open him up. He doesn't want to get too low here either, and he's gotten pretty low. The problem with that is that I don't know if the 2 goes. I don't believe the 2 does go, but let's see what happens. Well, he's hit it really well. Roberto Gomez has got some problems right out of the gate. I don't think there's a window to roll the 13, to roll it in. I don't even think he can bank the 7. I think if he does go to the bank, he's got to attack the 11. Does the 14 bank? I wonder if the 14 banks. Looks like from this angle, the 14 might bank. He might be more comfortable banking the 11. He's going to take a one-rail kick, which I think is the right shot. Don't underhit this. Don't underhit it. He's hit it well, I believe. Nicely done. John Schmidt leading 3 balls to nothing. Got to be careful here. just because of the way these balls are laying, I think he does have to come off of the bottom of the 6. I don't see much else he could do. The problem with it, I don't know. Is he going to stick him underneath these balls? They too. Yeah. Oh, that's okay if he can get him. If he can get him stuck, but I don't know. I think Roberto can get at the edge of this 8. The reason I'm saying that is I think he can use extreme inside and not be elevated, but he doesn't look the way his body language is telling me that he can't make that. So he's looking at the 5. Oh no, yeah, he can get at it. Yeah, he can get at this. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if the shot warranted position or not. He probably just took the chance. I can't fault him there. It was right in front of him. But the problem now is, and let's look at the hit. Really well struck. If he catches the 7, I think he's going to get position. He's got some options here. I mean, he shoots so straight. I almost couldn't fault him. If the 1 does go, I can't tell, but he shoots so straight. I wouldn't fault him for cutting the 5 and going into the 14 and 3. I think he's looking to kick this 6. Boy, I can't tell. It looks like yeah, I think he's thinking about kicking the 6. The problem with that is that if you don't hit it properly and get it close to your hole, you're going to leave John at minimum a bank on the 2. Yep, he's looking at the 5. I think he's going to end up shooting the 5. Now he's looking at maybe the 11 and 5, the 11-5 combination going into the 6. Pretty creative there. I think it's a little more difficult. I believe he's a much bigger favorite to just pocket this 5, or at least try to pocket the 5, right? I mean, I would put him higher than a 50% shot to make this 5 ball. But he's looking at the 11-5 combination and going into the 6. I think you might be asking for a little much there. Yeah, I think he's just asking for a little much here. Too many things might be able to go wrong. And then again, he might hit it perfect. And boy, he hit it really well. He hit it well, but I think that he's left John a bank on the 2. I'm not saying it's easy. I know it from that angle should pass the 6. Can he get it to 5? I think he can get it to 5, which would be a little unlucky for Roberto. Doesn't want to leave him a bank on the 6. He's done quite well there. Even if he did leave a bank on the 6, it doesn't carry position. Yeah. Now that you can see it on your screen, Roberto can get it to 7. He's got a couple of options on what he wants to do with the cue ball. He could stun over towards that chalk, or he could draw back, or he could level out. Man, what a hit. What a hit that was. Very tough to do, to hold the cue ball like he did and control the speed of the object ball like he did. I just can't tell if that 1 goes. Is he looking at the 12 off of the 1, or is he looking at the 1? Gonna tell you what he's shooting here in a second. He is shooting at the 1. That tells me it plays. Look for the 12 next. Oh, it didn't go. And if it did go, he hit it badly. Might have gotten away with it too. Might have gotten away with it. John's going to take a whack at this 12, I believe. And I like if he spins this just straight left. Considered about that right hand side. Concerned about that right hand side pocket though. That could be an issue. He might feel better just hitting this with center ball, coming up to the 15, or just doing whatever he can to pocket the ball. He's actually pinched it with a touch of inside. He doesn't want to hit that, and he did. Yeah, it was a nice shot. He leads 4 balls to 3. I just keep looking at the 1 right now. John coming down to check on the ball count. I think if he took a chance there and spun that ball, he's going to come to the top side of your screen behind the 11 and 2. I understand he wanted to guarantee the ball. I would not shoot this 15. It might be laying right, but it just doesn't look like it to me. Oh, they're announcing my name in the background. Yeah, that shot just wasn't there, in my opinion. I think he could have figured something better to do. I like to bank on the 1 and just stick the cue ball froze up there on the top rail. That's going to hurt. It's definitely going to hurt. Roberto's going to take this 11 on for certain. And he's got a couple options the way he takes it. He could skim the top of the 2 and come out with a shot. He could possibly try and draw into the bottom of the 3 and come out with a shot. So he's got options here. Just knock it down. That's probably what he's telling himself. Okay, he's kind of gotten fortunate that the 2 didn't cover the 6 up. I thought he would kind of punch that over a little bit. Obviously a very well struck shot, but I didn't expect him to play it that way. See what kind of touch he's got here, if he's going to come up or if he's going to hold. Oh, very nicely struck. I couldn't tell with that angle if he was elevated or not, but he was, and he hit it very well. Carried that angle to where you can drop down. For you guys at home, when they're running balls, you'll probably notice that they're always trying to get above the ball. That way they can always come back up from the bottom rail and always drop down. Just like so. So you're always better off to stay way above this object ball versus stay below it. Because if you get below it, then you've got to go up table. Roberto Gomez takes game number 1 when it looked like John Schmidt was in the driver's seat. And he cracked John's break. So this was a huge game John lost. Do us a favor. Go to YouTube, Railbirds, like and subscribe. Really appreciate it. It's really awesome to see. It's really awesome to see these streams coming on from Derby City Classic. Roberto to break, and I keep pointing this out. Notice the cue ball. Notice how far towards the center it is. What that does is relieves pressure off that second ball. With new cloth and spinning with so much inside, a lot of people, including myself, have a tendency to hit that second ball too full if I've got the cue ball very close to the rail. Therefore, they're moving it out more, and it alleviates the pressure to that second ball. Boy, he's immediately going to the 14 and 12. Yeah, I didn't think the angle was right. It looked to me like he could have kicked and stuck on the 7 ball there. I don't know that John's going to like his next shot. If he gets one, he might have left the 11-13. And the more I look at it in John's defense, it's turned out quite well. Roberto might have to come off of that 6 ball, but he could lose his position doing so. He's looking to play the 11 off the 2 into the 13 and swing the cue ball back over by his chalk somewhere in that vicinity. If he doesn't get that cue ball sharply over behind there, literally about where that chalk is, he could lose his position, allowing John to see the 14, which is a problem. And he's aware of this. That's why he's taking so much time. Yeah, I like this. I think, but you really have to feather it. You're better off almost not even hitting the 6 because you really want to protect against the 14. You don't want to be able to see the 14. So even if I had to take a foul to the chalk or just below the chalk, it looks like he's got room to do that. I wouldn't hate it. He thought that ball went. He thought he could squeak it by there. It's turned out okay. Looking to see what John might have here. He's got some options, but not many. I don't know that the 8 is it. He's looking at the 8 to maybe sweep. The 8 into the 14. What about the 2? The 2 into the 1 and sweep. Your cue ball into the 13. I guess the 11 and 13's not on. She's going to draw this. Oh, look at this shot. What a shot. He said he had to do something there. I guess you did, John Schmidt. Look at this. Watch this. See what ball. Okay, the 11 double kissed into the 1. Pretty great shot right there. That's what you call a clean sweep. Roberto said I had 5 balls there. He's banking the 14. I just don't know if that does a lot, though. So I feel like, do you do something like that? If you come with a great shot like that, you tend to maybe lose your focus for a few seconds and just do something kind of simple. And I'm not faulting John. What I'm saying is I tend to do that, and I've seen a lot of great players tend to do that. Maybe he could have come up with something a little better because this is pretty easy to defend against. I immediately see that John could play the 9 off the bottom of the 2. It's definitely an option. Oh, he played it into the 2. Look at this cue ball. Is this another highlight reel? It is. What a shot. So what I've noticed in the first game and a half of this match is John has definitely applied the pressure. Here we go again. Check this out. Boy, what a nice hit. Look at the cue ball with a lot of center inside English. 2 rails towards the stack. As I was saying, it seems like John's put the pressure on Roberto. Oof, nice 1 rail kick. Not bad. Not bad. John looking to 2 rail this 3 and just follow forward. Maybe 2 railing it into the 6, hoping for something good to happen. Okay, he's coming off the 15, trying to put him behind the 8, I believe. And he's got to get a little more on that. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if he can come off the. I think he can come off the 12, but I think his concern is the 15 is going to come over to John's side of the table as well. So he's going to look to dig in 14 here. Hmm. John might have an opening. I don't think he can see enough of the 13. I don't think that's an option. Looking at the 10, can he two rail the 3? No, it's not there. Can he one rail the. What is the 9-5 looking at for Roberto, though? Might have to protect against that 9-5. Okay, it's going low. I still would be real careful because they don't look like they're frozen. So I'd really be conscious of not. Yeah, I don't like this. I don't think John is going to like it either. You don't want to force a man like this to shoot. And at minimum, he can play it off the 3 and go forward. But I think the angle warrants just cutting the 3 straight in. If you hit it thin enough, you're coming into the back of the 13 and 6. Yeah, he's missed it. So that tells me it was. If he just plays to cut it, he's definitely coming in the back of the 14, 13, 6. So I think he kind of overlooked one there. He was focused, real focused on just playing it off the 9 and 5, which was what we would call super safe. But I don't think it was necessary. John's going to elevate here and try and try and get this 10 dropped in. Is he coming around? Jeez. Hmm. Yeah. Maybe push the envelope a little bit there. The cue ball didn't take because it left the table. So he jumped the cue ball off the table a little bit, off the bed of the cloth, and therefore it takes some of the spin off. Roberto looking to drop this 3 ball and come down for the 8, I believe. He's hit it a little thin. I don't know that he wanted to hit it like that. Yeah, he's hit that ball a little thin. If he hits it a little heavier, the cue ball's going to take that kind of force follow angle and drop down. He's put himself in a little bit of a predicament, too. Can he come off the 6? He's looking to double bank that and draw out of it, but I don't believe that's available. I think he's going to have to maybe come off, feather off the 6 and put him behind the 14 if he can without scratching. I don't even know if that's available. That looks pretty steep. Yeah, he's put himself in a little bit of a spot here. Is he going to 2-rail kick into the 14 and 13? Hmm. Before any of that, I think I would shoot the 5 and just stick on the 9. I think that's what he's got to do. I think he's just got to shoot the 5 and stick right on the 9. Banking the 5, 1 rail to the top right side of the table. He can cross. Yeah, I think he's kicking here. He's hit it a little thin. He's hit it a little thin, and he's gonna leave. He's gonna leave a couple options here with this 8 ball. John can shoot this 8 2 rails into the stack and draws cue ball into the 11 with a tip of inside. You're gonna pinch it, right? So you're gonna shoot this 8 2 rails just above that center, that diamond on the right there, on that top right diamond. 2 rails into the stack, into the 9 12. 4-15, and you can draw and basically stick under the 11, or you can draw with a little speed into the 11. I wouldn't do anything up top. Definitely got an upper. Man, I am so surprised at this opportunity. Okay, at least you can draw under the 11 and put him. Yes, yeah, absolutely. He didn't put much effort into it either, so you guys at home can see what I'm talking about. If you really bear down and look at the aim point, he could have done some damage there. This is no good, I don't think. John can shoot at the 13 and draw a tuck behind the 11, pushing the 14 towards his hole. He overhit it. He's overhit it. If he just hits it nice and easy, he could just tuck right behind the 11. Really have Roberto in a bad spot. Roberto gonna clip off this ball or kick at it? I can't tell. Yeah, it's okay, but I think John can cross the 10 into the 11. But you can clip the 10 and put him behind the 9 and 5. He's got a lot of options here. I almost like clipping the 10, just feathering the 10 and playing your cue ball behind the 9 and 5. You've got a lot of room for error the way they lay. Yeah, this is it. Yeah, fortunately for John, he allowed Roberto to see the 11, and I think that Roberto can knock the 11 up and the 10 to his side. It's okay. He's left John straight on the 10, and not a lot he can do with that. You notice he's making John work here on this 10. It's because he's left him straight. I definitely think the 14 is a shot, but you've got to focus on getting the cue ball behind that 6. He's underhit it. Seems to have rushed that as well. Just take another second or two. Really know where you've got to get, which makes the difference in a game or not. Does he have? It looks like he might have him snookered at this angle. The other angle, it didn't look like it, so I do apologize if he's got him snookered. He can bank 6. Is he looking to bank the 6 into the 15? Yeah, I think he's looking to bank the 6 into the 15 and go forward with the cue ball. Possibly drop below the 13 with the cue ball. Seems real risky to me because if you open those balls up and don't get something close and take care of your cue ball, you could leave a cross corner that could potentially cost you the game. Obviously, the 12 must look good off the bottom of the 9, but the problem is you've got to make contact with the 15, and not just contact, got to make solid contact. See how it turns out. Yeah, I don't believe that shot was on like he might have thought it was on. It just looks like the way the cue ball took, the path the cue ball took, and the path the 6 took. Ironically, the 6 almost ended up in the same spot it started in. This time, I believe that John's taking care of the cue ball. But it almost looks like he's got a window to the 13 again. And he's acting like hell. Or is he looking at this 12? He is stuck on the 12. Roberto's got 12 balls going through his mind. Sometimes when you've got a ball that looks wired, you just can't get away from it. But is the juice worth the squeeze, as they'd say? I don't know. I don't know if he's playing the 9 or the 12, and if he's playing the 12, it's pretty risky. Okay, he hit it thin enough. What a shot that was. Another great shot by Roberto Gomez. I would have been concerned about catching that a little thick and scratching in your lower left. What a shot. Coming, he's got options. He can come for the 10. Or, yeah, he's coming down to the 10. Now he can come to the 4. He's underhit this. Decelerated. Stroke let up. Let's take another look at this. He's got to catch this ball thin, but yet he's got to hit it hard enough to get the 12 to the hole. Played the cue ball 2 rails into the back of the 5, and he's off to the races. Playing for 4. He's not thrilled with that. I almost think that he's got to take this cross bank on. I think he's got to attack at the 15. It guarantees you position at worst on the 4, but you could come up for the 6 or 11. Don't think the kiss is in play because both balls are so close. Cue ball close to the 15. You can do a little bit more with it as far as the English. I think his next ball will be the 6. No, he might be killing this. He might be killing this and holding for the 4 because of concern to the 13 or of the 13. I might just go all out and attack on this. I think you've got to go all out and attack. I don't think you can worry about the cue ball and pocket this ball, or I don't think you need to. This decision is just fine as well. You just want to cover up that 11 ball. Well, like I said, you want to cover up that 11 ball. John's looking to see if the 7 passes the 13, therefore shooting the 11. I think it does pass. If that's the case, you've got to knock the 15 and 4 away. That's what he's doing. Focus on your cue ball. So the difference between the cue ball being where it is right now and being frozen is monumental. He's going forward. I don't know about that. I don't want to leave my guy that close to the balls. He's got a 2-railer on a 14. I don't mind challenging. I don't mind challenging Roberto here. If you can get this 14 close or knock it down, you can run a few balls. I don't mind leaving Roberto long and straight on the 13. Let's get the straight on view real quick and take a look at that and see what we're looking at here. Yeah, I don't mind stopping right there on the 14, 2-railing it towards my hole. It's okay, but I just don't feel that that does anything. I'd like to have seen him 2-rail that 14 ball. Roberto Gomez leading 4 balls to 2. This is round 5, 2023 Derby City Classic 1 pocket division. Neither player has a loss. Somebody is going to get one after this match. Notice the 15 and 7 is tied up now. That could come into play down the road. Oof. Yeah, I don't know about that. Roberto will bank at this 5 if it's right. Funny story, John Schmidt and I used to gamble quite a bit back in the day when we were both kids, and we are definitely not kids now, but we used to play 9-ball in one pocket. He was a great 9-ball player, and I was in my prime playing one pocket, so we'd play 5,000, 3 to 5,000 a set, and we'd play a set of each. Somebody had to win both. And we did this 3 or 4 different times throughout a couple years. John would win every one pocket set, and I would win every 9 ball set. It was just like the wildest thing. And this happened over and over and over. So that tells you that John can play one pocket. I see two railing. Yeah, he's two railing this up and out. So the 5 must have been a much tougher angle than I thought. I think John's got to make something happen here. I don't know that the 6 banks, though. Could just roll to the 15 if you had to. I don't think the 6 banks. I don't know what you can do with the 5 either, though, unless you're trying to roll it in. Yeah, it's okay. I just don't want to force this guy that's at the table to shoot. He's going to put him right back about in the same position. This is a little different. John can 2-rail this ball. He's got to make an accurate hit. Follow the cue ball forward. He has made an accurate hit. Man, I didn't expect him to shorten that up, so he's hit that almost too good. He did cover him on the 1 using the 6. Roberto can kick below that 1 ball. This angle, it doesn't look like it, but I could tell from the other angle that he could kick below the 1. I believe he can spin kick below the 1. You looking to bank the 14 above the 13, 1 rail? What are you doing with the cue ball? Okay, you notice where he put his hand there. Watch the cue ball here. Well, now he's changed his mind. He wants to put him there. Either or is okay. I think you're asking a lot. I really think you're asking a lot here. I don't even know if this ball goes by the 15 and 13. Well, it did. That's why I'm here. What an excellent shot this is. What a very good shot this is. And this is my speaking towards Roberto. His one pocket game has come up a lot. Sometimes the angles mislead us where we're at, but the control he put on that shot was excellent. Yeah, that so far, in my opinion, was the shot of the match as far as execution and control on both balls. Especially with John having the 1 near his pocket, he's flip-flopped the pressure and put the pressure on John when all of a sudden the pressure was on Roberto, and he's flip-flopped it to John. John's just going to nip. Looks like he's going to nip and tuck right there. I don't know that that's going to get him anywhere, especially with the positioning of the 15 and 7 that I mentioned earlier. Those balls aren't helping John either. And you'll notice the position of the 14 by Roberto's pocket. All that ball is doing is making it a bigger pocket for Roberto. So anything that John does up table, he's got to be very careful with. It looks to me that John can see the 14 or the bottom side of it to kick the 14 to his side. But this tells me otherwise. He's looking to kick 1 rail behind it. Man, what a shot this is. What a shot this is. So I had just said that that was the best shot of the day by Roberto Gomez, and now I retract. That is the best shot of the day. What a shot that was. He's covered Roberto up on the 1 ball, which has forced Roberto to come back up table. Take a look at this kick. Watch the speed. I mean, everything about this shot was perfecto. Yeah, what a great hit that was by Mr. 2-6. And it's earned himself a shot. He can bank this 6 and go forward, or bank and stun, depending on how it's laying. Something about it he doesn't love. Looking at the 4-1, I don't know about this. Where's your cue ball going? Below the 6? Yeah, I felt like you were asking too much of yourself there. I really like the bank on the 6 prior. Just feel like that was a bit too much when you're controlling so many different variations of the shot, such as the combination and the cue ball at the same time. He just didn't have the angle to go forward. Yeah, very nicely hit. Roberto playing for 3. All that work, John Schmidt worked real hard to get back and gain a shot, made a couple amazing shots, and then kind of just went off the handle, in my opinion, by playing that combination. Really didn't have the angle to play a free cue ball, so he tried to stun behind the 6. Tough shot. Roberto Gomez playing for 2. Does this bank? It must bank. Okay, nice. I think it's nice. I don't think he can bank at this 4 without really letting the cue ball go. Well, I can't hate the shot in this scenario. I can't fault him for banking at it. I can't hate it. Roberto Gomez playing for 2, but he has applied a little bit of pressure on Roberto, being that the 4 and 1 are close to his hole. Yeah, all Roberto's thinking right now is just knocking this down. Oh, what a pure stroke. What a pure stroke under the steam. Roberto Gomez playing for 1. And he's playing the 1 to take a 2-0 lead. And he's knocked it down. 2-0, Roberto Gomez. We are in round 5. This is your host, the Freezer. John Schmidt to break. Neither of these players have a loss. One of them will have a loss when it's over. I would put Roberto Gomez as probably one of the top 4 favorites to win this tournament this year. I would have definitely put him there. We are playing on 4 1/4 inch pockets with new cloth. Upgraded the pockets this year to a little tighter spec. This break isn't terrible, but it isn't, I guess, what you'd call ideal. There's a couple of pretty easy escapes that I see. And once again, take note of the 1 and 15, just in case you were to put that cue ball up there just left of the top left diamond, between the corner pocket and that diamond. Always doubled up, it seems like, after the break. There's always a double up. I'm immediately looking at the 3 and 2. I'm sure you guys are as well. He's got some options with those. He could kick at the 15-1 rail. He could try and clip the 3 and go 2 rails behind the 11. Just if you overhit it, you'll sell the 11 out. I think I like that shot. You just have to have good speed on your cue ball. think that might be what he's looking at. This is just all cue ball speed. Yeah, that is what he's looking at. So he's looking to play this cue ball 2 rails behind the 11. This is all cue ball speed here. Speed looks good. Yeah, speed is very nice. And he had room for error with the 6 ball the way it was. Not only that, he's opened up the 2 and 3. I don't know that John can cut this. If he can, it's very steep. He's wasting no time. Ah, okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Even better if you can get it froze up there. I really like that shot. He's forced Roberto to come down. The problem is if Roberto decides something direct with the 15, he's going to bank on the 3. So Roberto's looking at the 6, trying to rip the 15 away, but then you got to protect against the 11. So he's got some things about here. Okay, is he soft kicking? Okay, soft kicking, trying to snooker him behind the 3. I don't think he's hit it hard enough. Yeah, he has not hit it hard enough. So here's the only thing I've seen John versus a couple other matches. He's getting down really quick on the ball. So I don't know if that has something to do with fatigue, but he was. I've done a couple of the other matches of his, and he's taken a little bit more time. Nice bank there. Nice bank combination. Don't think Roberto can see enough of the 3. If he can, he will shoot it. Well, from here, it looks like he might be able to. Yeah, I think he can go all out and attack at this. Nice. Does the 9 pass? I don't think the 9 passes, but boy, if it does, John Schmidt's in a world of trouble. Is he looking to come all the way over for the 11? Well, the 9 doesn't pass. Obviously, Roberto might have taken his eye off of it. And John took that split second right there, just a little bit more time, which makes a huge difference, I believe. Playing the 7 into the ball. He's come away with a shot. They didn't open up the way he'd have liked. And he's getting to the table real quick again. He's going to try and swerve up to the 6 next. Okay, nicely struck. Very well done. Now you've got that angle to drop into the 13 if you'd like. I think I might have come one rail over into the 13 and guaranteed myself a shot on the 8. This is okay. He can make the 9 and draw back out. Playing for 5. Okay, nicely struck. If the 1 plays, he can get out here. Playing for 4. Well, he's looking at the 5 now. Hit it well. I guess that's preference. I might have played the 1 at that point, but I think it's obviously preference. He felt good over it and clearly hit it well. Playing for 3. Just carry your angle here on the 6 so you can open up 13 and 8. Better to have too much angle than not enough. And that he has. Pretty hard not to come away with a shot here on the 8. And he has. Very well done. John Schmidt's going to take game number 3. The score lead 2-1 from Roberto Gomez. It's break. Big game for John Schmidt. Big game. I know I've mentioned this before, but Roberto's one pocket game has proven the test of time in the last couple of years. I believe that he's defeated every single opponent he's played playing one pocket. I know that I begged to wager on him many times and done very well. Roberto Gomez to break on the hill. He's got a ball high, a ball low. Double up top with the 8 and 15. The 8 looks to pass. Nothing up there is any good. He does have a bank on the 11, excuse me, the 9. He can bank that into the stack, but where does the cue ball play? He's almost forced low here. That being said, how do you go low? It's kind of misleading here. He could clip this ball and just come below the 7, but this is only going to... Nice kick shot. Okay, notice he put high on that cue ball, so X is low once you come off the rail. High is low. Remember that. Roberto immediately going to the 14 ball, the 10 and 14, or the 12 and 14. And he has left a shot. What are the odds of this? He's hit it too thin. That's the cause of that. John cut the 14 and go heavy. He'd like to go heavy into the 15 ball here. Hoping to get a shot on the 7 or 1. Just like so. Very well done. Now you've got a decision to make. Do you have an angle that carries you into the stack off of the 1 here, or do you play this and try and get that angle? Doesn't want to be straight. But what I see... Okay, is he drawing back? I think he's... Yeah, I don't like this. Here, I would have played the 7 and try and find an angle that carries the cue ball into the stack off the 1. I would have played the 7 first, so he's kind of stopped now. This is the end of that run, unless he can bank the 9, but he's going to get any more than that. So I would have cut the 7 and trying to get an angle that carries this cue ball into the stack on the 1. This is okay, right? But, just okay. Wants to get this close. Well, he's pocketed this now. I definitely want to look at going to the 11 here and pushing the 12 side. Something he doesn't like about it, but if you just... Well, you better be careful here. Watch for the 5 ball. Watch this 5 ball might creep out. And he just noticed that. So he's going back to the 11. Hit this hard enough, and he did. So it's not bad. Roberto can come off of the 6. Come off the 6. He wants to keep left of that 14 or 12 if he can. Yeah. And look at what he's done up top on the top right there. You'll notice the 3, 8, and 6. This affords John to go up if he'd like. I don't think I would move those balls. He's got a bank on the 12. The carry on the 15. It's okay. It's okay, but I think he missed an opportunity there. I don't hate the shot he played. I'm just pointing out other options. I believe that the 12 swinging the cue ball 1 rail between the 15 and 3 was a very good play because the 8 was blocked by the 6, so they were basically all tied up on the right-hand side of the table, allowing the 12, if you hit it with pocket speed, to be much like a free shot that you could possibly win the game with. And I don't know that he's going to like that either, though, but the problem with this bank is you're going to probably lose your cue ball. It's the only concern I have here. And I think if John played a passive shot the time before, there's nothing wrong with playing a passive shot here or knocking that 12 up towards your side pocket, just leaving him covered up behind the stack there, bringing the cue ball down to the bottom right side of the table. He's going. So he didn't go at the last bank that was free, but he's considering going at this bank, which I don't think is free. Okay, now he's chosen. He's yeah. I don't know that he had to hit that hard. He could have just rolled that and played his cue ball down onto the bottom rail with a bunch of right hand English. It's not terrible, but he's lost the 12 on his side since it spots up. I think Roberto's forced here to bank the 13 to his side of the table. Ball count, John Schmidt has 4, Roberto has 0. 2-1, leading in the set is Roberto Gomez. This is the Derby Classic 2023 One Pocket Division, and I am your host, Scott Frost. All right. I think he's got to just play the 13 above the 10 to his side of the table and kind of float down, or he could stay right where he's at with the cue ball, keeping John from kicking at the 12. Only thing I'm concerned about here is if John sees a kick on this 12. I wouldn't shoot it with a 4-0 ball lead. John might. He's looking at it. I think you're asking too much to kick at this ball with a 4-0 ball lead. I would just knock the 12 to my side of the table and stick him behind the 5 and 4. John's taking a swing. Laid good. Laid really good. And this leads me back to saying that Roberto could have just stuck him right there in the pack and banked the 13 towards the balls, keeping John off of that kick. I believe the 5 goes. But he doesn't act like it, so he's looking at 2-rail. Does John realize he's got a 5-0 ball lead? What I mean by that is if John elects to take the 2-railer on the 13, you're bringing everything back down table for Roberto to get back in the game. If you can't cut the 5 in this position, I highly recommend playing some type of a safety. You don't want to bring him. Yeah, this is good here. Yeah, he's got to get a rail. I don't think he was fully committed either. He went from the 5 to the 13, back to the 5, back to the 13, and then elected to just elevate and try and shoot the 10 up table. Got to commit. Got to commit. This guy that's at the table now, Roberto Gomez, is never out of the game. He's taking a look at the 12, seeing if he can spin it by the 15. I think that's asking a lot. If he chooses to attack here, I don't know what he can shoot next. Yes, this is not going to get there. So he's forcing the issue. It's amazing what the mind will do when you're behind in a game or a match, but Roberto's not behind in the match, only the game. Needs to knock this down. Looks like he has. Folks, we might be headed to a hill. Playing for 3. stun back, even if you got to catch a little of the 5. Caught a little more than I expected, but he should be perfectly fine. Come up for the 11. Yes, John's playing for 1. Yeah, he's going to choose to shoot the 2. Roberto gave it to him. It's Hill Hill, folks. I am your host, Scott Frost, the Freezer, and this is round 5. Neither player has a loss, and I guess we can see why. Both guys are playing really well, shooting the ball well, pocketing the ball well, executing well. Of course, you're going to have a couple mistakes here and there, but overall, I feel like both of these guys look pretty good. I guess you've got to make John a slight advantage here with the break. Notice his cue ball is a lot closer to the rail than Roberto's, so he's going to catch the 11 more. Boy, he's hit him well, though. Can Roberto cross the 6? Yeah, I don't think he can shoot at that. Even if he can't, well, maybe he can cross the 6 and go into the 3. If he can and the 3 holds him, he can get a bunch of balls. So he can get position on this 1 and 5. I think that's what he's got to do. If he can see this 6, I think he's got to gear up and go full into the 3. Oh, yeah, you didn't get enough inside smoke 'em on it. Got to have that smoke 'em. Oh, talk about putting some steam on your opponent. Old green bean down there in the lower right corner, that 6 ball is sticking its nose out like a sore thumb. John's even money to pocket that 3 ball with that green ball there, so I don't know. He's looking to pocket it for Roberto. That tells you anything about how John's feeling right now. I bet his heart's pumping a little bit. Yeah, you're not following this in, are you? I don't know. I don't know under that situation. I can't fault him for pocketing the 6, though, just because of the position of the 5, 1, and 7. Roberto could win the game if John misses that 3. Yeah, this is a great shot, too, though. He's got a 3 railer on the 13, or maybe even a 1 railer. But he better get it close, and this is one of those shots where you've got to think about what happens if you don't get it close. Neither one is where it should be. He wanted to get the cue ball up on that top rail and get the 13 close. Roberto's got a couple options, and I know I say that a lot, but he really does. He can either cross this 3, or he can play the 3-2 rails off the bottom of the 13. He's hit that well. But he didn't get the cue ball up. This could change things. I immediately see that John can bank the 5 into the 3 or 7 and play the cue ball behind the 9 and 14, pinching it with inside. Is he outside? Oh, he's overlooked a shot here. He has definitely overlooked a shot. John, I'm not picking on you. I am just calling it as I see it. You definitely could have pinched that, stuck it behind the 11, 14, and 9, using it for cover. What is Roberto going to do? Going into the balls. Well, he's left another shot on the 2 that he can use the stack for protection on. So you got 2 choices here. You can either go all out and try and pocket the bank, go forward, get position, or you can stick. And I think he's going all out. Yeah, he's crossing it. He's hit it short. Boy, that was a game winner if he can get that down. Roberto dots. and he knows it. Does he have the kick behind it? Can he play the cue ball? Yeah. Does John have the one? If John can see the one full, John can play the one off the bottom of the three and snug his cube 5 and 7. And if he makes a good contact with the bottom of that three, he can not only make something, but if he doesn't make something, he can put Roberto in a really, really bad spot. Look for John to play the one off the bottom of the three and snug the cue ball under the 5 and 7. Eh, he kind of lost. He kind of lost the juice on the cue ball there. Didn't do terrible, but it just it, if you'd have noticed, the cue ball went a little bit forward after contact with the one versus an immediate stun suck, and it is what it is. And I think the reason for that is he caught the one a little thin. He could have hit it heavier, put a lot more control on that ball. Okay, I'm immediately looking up table. The only threat, in my opinion, is the 11 and 14. If you can bank that 9 and get him froze to the top of the 13 or to the right of the 13, leaving Roberto flat on the 4, that's putting pressure on your opponent. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. Banking the 9 towards the 8, playing your cue ball frozen to the top just to the right of the 13. He's looking at the 2. It's okay. Pretty creative. Covered the 8 up as well. Pretty creative shot. Nice cue ball. Very nice cue ball. He's covered the 8 up, like I said. Nothing wrong with that shot at all. I really like it. It seemed like it was a little bit tougher than the shot I initially called out. You notice how good a shot it was. Roberto had nothing. So now I'm looking up table again. I'm not afraid to leave him that 3 ball. I'm just not saying that's the shot, but I'm looking up table. Be careful here if you're banking off this 7. Is he banking the 10? He is. Did he get any help? Boy, he had a free bank there. Roberto's dodged 2 or 3 big bullets this game. Kicking behind the 10. Now is he 2-railing the 10 out? Yes. He's left John some type of shot just about every shot. Now that up table option's kind of gone, I think. I think due to the 11 and the 3 and the 11. Yeah, I don't know that the bank on the 2 is any good either. You can tell that the 2 is a little low of the cue ball. So he's done okay there. What about coming off of the edge of the 4 and putting him right behind that 7? Just a tipper right, coming off the bottom of the 4, putting him right behind that 7. Nice and easy, almost at the speed where if you don't get a a rail, it's a foul. Is that shot an option? I believe it is. I think he's looking at it. This is what you call checkmate if it's executed. Oh, look at this shot. Look at this shot. The Efren, the Efren kick bank. Can we see this again? Look at this shot, guys. The kick, the carom bank combo. Yeah, what a shot, John Schmidt. Now, follow up with running some balls. What are you going to next here? Don't get flat. Don't get flat. He's gotten flat. I think he's got to come around, even though it feels better to just try and punch out. Doesn't seem like he's got the punch angle. Yeah. Boy, this is a big shot for John. Oh, he's hit it well. Really well. He got the most out of that. He has gotten the most out of that. John Schmidt playing for 5. I see 4 here. An easy 4 here. Just get to the 1. 9's insurance. Oh, yeah, nicely done. I think he's got a pull. I don't know. Okay, you can take this. He's hit it well. Now he's got the drop angle. He can drop to the 5. He doesn't want to land straight on this 5, so do you stun? I think at this point I just cinch this 1 ball, and if I land straight on the 5, I land straight on the 5. John playing for 3 balls here. Oh, he's overcut the room rent. Huge miss for John Schmidt. Seems like he was a little quick again. Yeah, it really does. And I'm surprised that Roberto's not looking to kick at the back of this 1 here. Well, he's gotten a bonus. That's a little bonus there. I don't know that that was intended, but he'll take it. John banked the 15 between the 11 and 10 and just hold this cue ball or even draw behind the 4. Really not playing to make the 15. You're just banking it 2 rails to your side. Go ahead and test, Roberto. But you're really just playing a cue ball behind the 4. You know what? John can actually just bump the 4, but he doesn't want to bump it too hard or you'll leave a cut. I think the 15. You notice how John will look around and get down on the ball. Sometimes one thing I will see with John is that he doesn't get off the ball when he's looking around, which can cause a kind of a unearned error. I think that if he takes just a little bit more time, he's that much more dangerous. Whereas he's a straight pool player, and I know instinct and straight pool. I know you're playing off instinct and momentum. One pocket's a little different. Roberto's playing the 4 and playing the 15 off the 4. Just like so. Did he get there? He didn't get there. But he's put pressure on John. He's put pressure on John. 1 comes up, and there's a ball close to Roberto's pocket. See how well John holds up to this. See, due to the position where the 15 is, you really got to focus on what you're doing here. Got to take care of this cue ball. He's banking the 10 to the 1. Cue ball going behind the 15. Uh-oh, he's hit it way too flat and fat. A lot of body movement on that shot, too. A lot of times when you have an opportunity to win a game and you don't take advantage of it, we as players tend to put a lot of extra pressure on ourselves and somehow give those games away. Yeah, Roberto, heavy favorite to make this cut. A heavy favorite. John's in the top left corner of your screen saying, I got lucky there. Gonna two-rail this one out. Two-rail this one out. Do you draw below the 5 to protect from the bank on the 10, or does the 5 bank? Huge miss a couple innings ago on the 1 for John Schmidt. Guaranteed to get himself 7 balls if he pockets that 1, and he was a heavy favorite to make the 1. Just kind of quick shot it, a little body movement. Roberto considering the bank on the 10. Could be a little ill-advised, but he only has 2 balls, so therefore he might feel like he needs to press the issue. I don't think he does. Yeah, I think this is the right play. That's not the right play. He was trying to catch the 10. Is he going to get lucky? Is he going to get lucky? He got lucky. Okay, what's the 13 doing, John Schmidt? Take a look at the 13. Yeah, he's not looking at the 13. He said, I'm going to take this 5-2 ball lead and play from there. I think Roberto's going to play the 1, sending the 1 and 10 to his side of the table. Going to have to bring the cue ball down. Protect from the 5. Yeah, he's done good there. Very good. Oh, wow. It's going to work. Can't quite tell what he's trying to do here. This is nice. Getting them to his side of the table. Can never go wrong doing that. I think John's got to go to the 11 here. Yeah, that's okay. There's no broken bones. I wouldn't fault Roberto if he just rolled on to the 14. The reason I say that is he doesn't want to leave John some type of bank messing with this 3. Okay, that's pretty well controlled. Very well controlled, actually. John's going to go back to the 14. Oh, man. What he was thinking there. Why wouldn't you just roll onto the 14, John? Might have had a brain mishap there. I know he was probably trying to 2-rail it or 1-rail it into the 3 or 2-rail it into the 4, but it wasn't frozen, so you could just roll onto it. It's going to leave him nothing. Another opportunity for Roberto Gomez to get back in this match. He's going to get at least 1. He wants a bank on the 4. Only thing Roberto has to be careful of here is leaving a shot on the 3 or 10. So where do you go with the cue ball? Got to be careful trying to come behind the 5 and 1. Don't want to scratch. I don't know that he can take this bank on, to be honest. It might come with too much risk. Oh, he's killed it very well, but he's overcut it. Notice the overcut. The overcut was making it much easier to control the 9 ball. What does the 10 and 11 look like? It looks to me like if he cuts the 10 a little bit, both balls are going towards his hole. He needs to change something up here, even possibly look at the 3-ball bank. He's not looked at either. Well, he did take a look at the 10, but I don't think he looked enough. Roberto's thrilled with that. And the 10 and 11 might not have been on, but you could get them both down in play where they're threatening Roberto a little bit. You only need 3. Put that pressure back on Roberto because right now he has no pressure on himself and he was looking to lose the game. So you've got to change something up here mid-game. And if you don't, things could get worse. Yeah, I don't know about this. This could leave John a free bank. I believe it has. You notice how John's set up right now? If he's banking well, I was going to say when he takes that time, he seems to execute much better. Now he's looking at that when he was laying perfect for it prior. He can go forward here, but he's got to miss the 3. He's drawing. Doesn't look like he can miss those balls. He's hit it a little fat. Not a bad hit, though. Very good cue ball. I think he's left a bank on this 4. I think he can twist this or hold this, one of the two. Notice how he's already down on the ball, though. And he's making adjustments while he's down on the ball. Yeah. It seems like every time he does that, his execution isn't there. Roberto probably banked this 4 up or cut it to his hole. I think banking it up's the safe play. Could cut it and play your cue ball up to the top rail. Only thing I don't like about that's leaving the 3. He's done quite well. This is kind of leading me back to a few innings ago where you've kind of got to make something really more than one ball happen. Or Roberto, it's kind of been all Roberto in control since John's missed that 1. You kind of got the feeling that that was going to happen. What's he doing here? Okay, containing, biding his time. It's not terrible, but I don't know that the 10 passes the 11 in John's pocket now. Meaning that John could go up or excuse me, Roberto can go up table. Yeah, this could cause some issues for John Schmidt. Yeah, this becomes much more difficult, elevated, trying to get the cue ball down. Needs it to slow. Roberto has a 2-railer at minimum on the 4. A 3-railer possibly on the 11. Well, I'm surprised he's not shooting a 2-railer on this 4. A little bit surprised at that choice. He had a real nice 2-railer on the 4. Sends the cue ball up table. Might have got a cut on the 11 following. John going to come off the 5. Problem with this, guys, is it's not going to get any better for John, I don't think. Yeah. Tying the 10 and 3 up definitely helps John. Got to be careful here. Does he have a bank on the 1? I think he can. Can he get to the one? Once again, you've got to put some apply some pressure on your opponent. Just stick right there. Get this ball close to your pocket. No? Boy, this is difficult here. He's he's done okay. He's had plenty of practice at that shot. Yeah, you guys sense a pattern here. The pattern is that this is going to continue to happen until John does something, and that's why I think he should have banked the one when he had the opportunity, just to get it close and force Roberto to come down table instead of keep going up table. Yeah, now Roberto's got options. He can go back into the one again. Doesn't want to make that. John's not looking at the 13. You could roll the 13 in and wedge him behind the 11. You keep shooting this graze shot where you're grazing off the edge of that 11. It just, oh, this might be even tougher. Yeah, yeah. Sooner or later, this is going to get away from you, and he knows it. He knows it. Now the two railer is available again. The two railer on the 4 is available again. The 3 railer on the 5. He could just stick right there. He's not even taking. I would have considered 3 rail on the 5 into the 11, just playing it short. Roberto taking no chances, and I can't blame him. He's worked himself back into this game. I don't think you want to do anything with. You really don't want to open those up. He's aware of that. I don't know that you want to kick to the 1 either. What about shooting a 5 and a 13 and drawing under the 3? Ball spots up. Shoot the 5 straight into the edge of the 1. Make the 13 and draw below 3. I don't know that that's the shot. I'm just calling one out. He's got to pocket the 13 if he does this. Okay, he's done that. That's not bad. Hmm. Is he looking to cut this? I guess the shot here, if you're cutting at this, I like my opponent cutting at these, is you want to play to almost miss the ball, because if you do miss it, just another ball spots up and you don't sell anything out. Oof. He's hit it quite well, though. It's hard to hit that ball fat like he did and not scratch. Things getting much worse for John Schmidt. Almost got to pocket the 1 here and roll the cue ball into the corner. I think you do have to pocket the 1 here. Just like so. This is, Roberto said, same shot, same shot. This is not the same shot. This is a lot different. The problem here is that you've got to protect on the 13-4. Is he going to cross this 9? He is, boy. He's putting it on John at this point. Oh, and that's a big shot. That's a big shot because he's cut him off from the 9. Looking at the kick and stick on the 5. I think this all goes back to early. John had a couple opportunities to put something towards his hole. Instead, he grazed off the top of a ball and brought the cue ball low. Now he's put himself in some trouble. Some pretty big trouble at that. You're going to need to be real careful here, sir. Boy, I don't know. He's looking to kick below the 13 with a lot of English. This is dangerous. He's done okay. He's going to lose a ball, but he's done okay. So out of all of that right now, from the looks of it, it only cost John a ball. I think that John kind of gets out of that trap with that shot, which is okay. I don't mind losing a ball or lose the game. I'll take the ball loss. Roberto wants to go up table, but the problem is the 2's a threat. He could go rail first and try and catch the left side of the 10. He's going to try and draw off the 4. Oof, what a hit. What a hit. What a hit. Just barely missed the 11. Just barely. Can John see the 5? The 9 doesn't pass the 13. Can he see the 5? He's looking to the 5. Can he kick it to 5? Can he see it directly? Don't let up on this. Yeah, I don't do anything down table. If you can kick behind the 5, kick behind the 5. He's elevated a little bit. I don't like this. Dangerous. Very dangerous. It's turned out okay. Nice shot, John Schmidt. Very dangerous shot, but well struck. Very good control with the cue ball. Well, folks, is it do or die? I think he can draw this and miss the 13, or maybe even come into the back of the 13, shooting the 9. But once again, he's got the 5 too. He could shoot at the 5 and stop. I don't think he can bank. He's looking at the 5 again. Listen, the 4 passes. I don't know how you're going to hold there. Yeah. Oh, look at this. Yeah, he sold the 4 out. I didn't know how he was going to hold right there. Looked to me to be too close to the rail. But the 4 definitely goes. Big shot here. Oh, he jumped up, but he got it down. Roberto Gomez playing for 4. What a shift in the energy here early in this game when John missed the 1. Roberto can kill this with outside or come 2 rails to the low side of the 9, getting a shot on the 9. I like a little bit of left English and just coming out towards the center. I think he's going to go 2 rails below it. Either way, I think the 9 is your next shot. This is kind of what I like, killing it and coming out, like so. Oh, he hung it up. Oh my goodness. He didn't like that. Let's see if John can regroup. Take your time. He's not taking much time. Yeah, I really want to focus on getting the right angle there on that 9, so I'm going to take my time. See if he can draw back for the 2. Oh, he didn't elect to do that. Might not have carried the angle the way the cue ball stunned down. John Schmidt sees. So going back to my point, though, John pretty much had ball in hand on the 5 there. Really got to bear down and try and get the angle that you need on that 9 to go up for the 2 or the 11. I think John said it might have come out a little hot, meaning when he cut the 5, the cue ball did spring on him, and that's possible. Roberto's going to bank at this too. Actually, a really nice hit. Continues to keep the pressure on John Schmidt. See, anytime you get a ball close to your pocket at this point in the game, you're forcing your opponent to do something with that ball and only that ball. Therefore, I don't think it's time to do this. He's looking to cut the 11 and Z the cue ball. Yeah, he's going back to the 2. Don't want to hit those. Okay, that's okay. But it's not great because he can bank this too. Oh, he's hit it short. I think John can cut the 11 and bring the cue ball 1 rail over just below the side pocket. Yeah, maybe I'm losing my mind here, but it looks to me like he can pinch cut this ball. A little low inside. You're just looking to aim to the thinnest point of the 11. The cue ball is going to take its angle. Got to hit it thin. Sorry, John, but you do. You got to hit it thin. Like paper thin. I don't like elevating. Oh, he's hit it well. He's hit it really well. Very good shot. So a little bit of elevation brought the cue ball down further. So I don't hate that. John Schmidt needing 1 to take this match hill. Let's see what he does. Oh, he's hit it well, but he didn't get it there, did he? Cheap gas, as they say. What a shot on the 11 here. Oh, yeah. Really nice. Great replay. I don't know what happened there. I was doing the replay, but whatever happened, it wasn't good for Roberto. John Schmidt trying to knock this down to advance into the 6th round with no losses. Oh, he's hit it short. He's hit it short. That last ball can be a booger sometimes. See, he's two-railing it out, holding right there. Tried to open those up, possibly. You don't want to touch that 10-3. Is he banking at this? I don't mind crossing this to my side 2 rails and just playing safe. Yeah, he got it down low enough. I think he's okay. Good shot. Very tough hit to hit that shot accurately. I struggle with it a lot, but I think he did well getting it low. Is he looking to cross this and go into the 3? That was really risky. I think he's left John a cut. He has left John a cut for the win. In John's mind, he's thinking at worst to hang this ball up. Took some time. Oh, he's hit it well. John Schmidt defeats Roberto Gomez in round 5 and moves on to round 6 with no losses. Roberto Gomez cannot be happy with himself, but I think both guys played quite well. Great match to commentate. Thank you to Words TV. I am your host, Scott Frost, the Freezer. Roberto Gomez with 1 loss now. Going into round 6, congratulations, John Schmidt. Well played.